Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sportsbook.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sportsbooks.
Even during the finals?
Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch, and it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code BUZZ for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code BUZZ for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code BUZZ.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Welcome into the Saturday Show 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza, Alex Napoles, thank you for making us a part of your Saturday morning. It's summertime, baby.
Beautiful Saturday morning.
It is summertime.
Beautiful Saturday morning.
You wake up, everybody's mowing their lawns.
Oh,
yeah. Going to the pool, whatever. It's a great day.
It is a great day. It was warm. It was warm to start off this morning. It was, waking up a little bit earlier this week, it was kind of cool in the morning, but this morning when I walked out, I was like, dang, it's pretty warm. Yeah. It's that time of year, man.
It's summer.
Love it.
Before we get going, real quick, got to give a huge shout out to the next head coach of Box Elder High School boys soccer.
There you go.
My brother, Anthony Esparza, 23 years old, and he's a head coach of a high school team.
Love that, man.
I can't believe it. I'm super proud of him. That's awesome. First head coaching gig. That's what he wanted to do right out of college, and he's doing it in our hometown. So best of luck to him, and go Bees.
You got to tell him, first, congratulations, brother Esparza. You got to tell him he's got to make a deep run, man. He's got to make a deep run and make it down to Zions Bank, make it to America First Field, so then I can call his game.
Alex Napoles calls the high school soccer championship games.
Heck yeah, man. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
I'm stoked for him. I hope he can turn the Bees into a powerhouse for sure. I don't know if Box Elder's soccer team has ever been a powerhouse. I think they were pretty good when I was in high school, but
they need a brother Esparza.
Yeah, that's what they need.
Coach Esparza.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You know what, man? I've been lucky enough to do this for the last 4 years. We'll be heading into year 5 once the fall starts up, and I've still yet to call a Kearns game.
Really?
Yeah, haven't had a chance yet.
Kearns not good at soccer.
Yeah. Not real. They're having a tough time in the sports department right now.
They're rebuilding.
Yeah, they're rebuilding. There you go.
That's okay.
They're having a tough time.
You know what? Kearns versus Box Elder.
That'd be fun, man.
Next year.
Yeah, there you go.
Are they both? Is Kearns 5A?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both.
It
5A.
can happen. Probably.
It could happen.
Maybe.
Might not, but at least not from the Kearns side.
Let's jump into the show. Alex, there was some waves the last few days. I want to get to this. Kevin O'Connor from yahoosports.com released his latest mock draft, and this was the first mainstream mock draft that had Cam Boozer going to the Jazz at number 2 overall. Now, he did emphasize that he's not doing it based off of any intel that he's gotten. He just...
Yes.
Not word for word, I'm paraphrasing here. He kind of just said, the more I started to think about it, the more I like the fit.
The exact wording he used was gut feeling.
Gut feeling.
Gut feeling.
Okay.
That was an exact that's an exact quote that's in that article. And I think that's where a lot of Jazz fans online need to differentiate and really look at the fine print.
Okay.
Because the tweet, right? Everybody tweets it out. Kevin O'Connor, Yahoo Sports, just put out a mock draft. It's Cam Boozer, and everybody ran with it. But then you go in and you say, this isn't based on intel, this isn't based on anything, it's just a gut feeling that he has. But everybody's running with it as, the Jazz are picking Cam Boozer at 2.
So I guess my question here is, if that's going against the grain, if Darren Peterson and Cam Boozer are on the board, would Jazz fans be happier if they drafted Cam Boozer instead of Darren Peterson? And I want to get into some of this draft stuff, man. I mean, the draft is about a week and a half away, right? It's coming up. We're going to send Ben Anderson, our Jazz insider. We're sending him to New York to be there in the draft. It's a huge day, right? And the Jazz can't mess up this pick. They have to nail this. This is their ticket out of the rebuild. It's an opportunity to give them a face of the franchise, the best player on this team over the next 10 years, right? All of the things they need to nail with this pick. So it's really important. And you look at Cam Boozer and some of his pros and some of his cons versus maybe a Darren Peterson and some of his pros versus his cons. I like the way that I think Cam would fit into Will Hardy's offense, not just next year. I'm not worried about next year, right? I'm worried about long-term.
Right.
Peak.
Right.
I think Will Hardy could have a lot of fun with Cam. And I'm thinking specifically of the way that Will used Yusuf Nurkic when he had like that triple-double streak. And Nurkic was doing a lot of, not like ball on the floor ball handling, but a lot of passing and starting up the offense and things like that. I think that's where Cam Boozer really excels as a big, right? Not only did he shoot 40% from 3 last year, but he also, his basketball IQ is the highest in this draft. And everybody knows, talks about he makes the safest plays. He doesn't have stupid turnovers. He's a great passer, one of the best passers in the draft. And I think that fits Will Hardy exactly because Will Hardy's offense, he wants everybody to play hard and pass, right? So the more I think about it, it's like, man, I do think Cam Boozer would fit really well into Will Hardy's offense. The defense is what worries me a little bit. I don't know how Cam Boozer is going to hold up defensively at the NBA level.
Right. And I feel like that's something that, again, we've talked about it a little bit before when it comes to the defense. It's not just something that this number 2 pick that the Utah Jazz have can potentially grow, especially if it's Cam Boozer, who I also would agree that has some defensive deficiencies, but I think this Utah Jazz team as a whole just needs to be better defensively. And I think Will Hardy now with heading into next season, having free range and having the opportunity to go out and win some games. The green light to win. Exactly. And I'm excited to see if Will Hardy can get this team playing better defensively. And if it's Cam Boozer, you're bringing in a prospect who probably needs to grow a little bit more defensively. That might be a good mix. Yeah. Of getting everybody on board at the same time of let's figure this out.
Let's improve as a unit.
Exactly.
I do wonder where he will fit in the NBA. If he's going to come in and truly be a 4, a power forward. What does that even mean these days? Like, is there any such thing as a true 4? Or do you just basically have your point guard, 3 wings, and a center, right? I honestly think Cam Boozer would probably fit better as a wing, at least, again, offensively. Defensively, I don't know if he's agile enough to defend the wing. Who knows? His strength is his biggest plus as a defender, right? He's a really strong dude, 250 pounds, 6'9". But the problem there is a 6'9". He's not tall enough to be inside, right, as a rim protector. So obviously with Jaren Jackson Jr. and Walker Kessler, that means your defense is always going to be good. And so can you play Cam Boozer as the 3 next to Tripp and Walker Kessler? I would like to think so. Of course, you got a $50 million man in Lauri Markkanen that would need that spot as well. So over the course of a game, I do think there's enough minutes for everybody to see the floor, especially with a rookie. You're not relying on Cam Boozer to come in and be good this year in order for you to reach the playoffs, right? The Jazz kind of have that luxury. They don't need their number 2 overall pick to start right away. And it's okay if he comes off the bench because they're worried about 5 years from now, right?
This is a long-term investment.
5 years from now, you're probably not going to have Lauri on the team.
Exactly.
So it's not that big of a question. But
If you draft Cam Boozer and he can come in and excel at the 3, then I think that answers the Lowry question, because the Lowry question is, how long is the investment in Lauri Markkanen?
Yes.
Because the second apron is killer, and this roster could get expensive really soon,
fast.
really quickly. So how long do you want to extend that window? How long do you want that quote-unquote championship window to be open for this Utah Jazz team?
Yeah.
And if you draft Cam Boozer and you can develop him a little bit more into a potentially being that 3, then I think that solves your Lauri Markkanen problem.
I think so too. And that would give you, an easy way to clear a lot of money off the books. Like I said, $50 million. That is, he's the second most expensive contract on the Jazz. And Keontae is yet to sign his extension. He's probably not going to be as expensive as Lauri Markkanen, right? So I don't know, Lauri does some great things too. So that's the tough part, dude, about this draft is you're not necessarily worried about immediate fit, but you kind of are, but not really. There's a lot to balance.
Right.
A lot to balance. And on the flip side, with this number 2 overall pick, you want, like I was saying earlier, a player that can come in and be the best player on your team, the face of your franchise. Can Cam Boozer be the number 1 on a championship level team? I don't think he can. I don't know he can, because the shot creation isn't necessarily there, right? Is he a player that you want to give the ball to down the stretch? You see Jalen Brunson in the finals. You're comfortable letting him shoot to tie up the game or take the lead because he's got that clutch gene. I don't necessarily know if Cam Boozer is that. So do you lean Darren Peterson just because of that?
I think people, I don't know, man. I think people would be and should be okay with Darren Peterson. And I know that the everything is always going to come back to the concerns about his availability. Everything's always going to come back to his concerns about whether, the cramps and the creatine situation. But I think ultimately, if you can bring in a ball handler like Darren Peterson, I think that would be huge for for building this roster and thinking about it long term, right? Again, as we were talking about with Cam Boozer, this isn't just about going and winning the next year, the year after, the next 3 years. This is a long-term investment. This is a guy that they want them to be the guy of this franchise for the next, 7, 8, 9 years. And
10, 11, 12.
10, 11, 12, however long it may be, right? And I think that this Jazz team does need some ball handlers, and if you draft Darren Peterson, I think that every Jazz fan would be okay with that because he is a good ball handler.
That's a great point. Yeah, right now it's like Keontae George and Isaiah Collier are your only ball handlers, and outside of that, I mean, you've got guys that, Lowry can do a little bit, Ace maybe a tiny bit, but not really. Like neither of those guys you want bringing the ball up the court, right? So yeah, you're a little limited there, and I think that is a great point. You look at needs of the Jazz team, and I think that is one of them. And shooting is another one as well, and that's also Darren Peterson's superpower. He's going to come in, and he's going to be one of the best shooters in the league right away. And that's the quote-unquote ceiling that we were talking about in NBA. Maybe Cam Boozer can. I don't know. I don't envy front office at all. I don't envy Austin or Danny Ainge
it's a tough decision,
or Justin Zanuck. Because whatever they do, whatever choice they make, there's going to be a sector of Jazz fans that are unhappy because they have talked themselves into a certain player.
Right.
I'm of the thought that you're picking between 3 great players here. There's not a wrong choice. So I don't think that Jazz fans should be upset with whatever happens unless they trade out or take like Darius Acuff. That would be cause for concern, right? But that's not going to happen,
right?
Because these guys are smart. I think that they're going to get a really good player. But you again weighing the ceilings and weighing the floors and weighing who you want to build around and why and how big of a concern are Darren Peterson's red flags and how big of a concern is Cam Boozer's lack of athleticism. A lot of tough decisions that the Angels are going to have to figure out over the next week and a half.
And it still feels like we're at the point where AJ DeBonsa will be going to the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, if Washington somehow, if they take Cam or Darren and AJ.
Oh. If it's between AJ and Darren, I might lean Darren.
Okay. But AJ versus Cam, you'd for sure.
I think I'd lean AJ.
Okay.
Yes.
See, it's a tough
See,
call.
and again, it falls down to the choice of whatever the Washington Wizards want to do. Right now, just from what I think and what I feel and what I believe, it does feel like AJ DeBonsa will be going to the Washington Wizards, and it feels like he's kind of the name right now that feels like will be number one.
Yeah,
and that's awesome for him. And that's great for him. It's great for BYU. But if he falls down and you have to pick between Darren Peterson and AJ DeBonsa, I think Darren Peterson might be the way to go. If it's Cam Boozer and AJ, I'm leaning AJ.
Austin Ainge joined the station yesterday. He was on with Scotty G and the coach. Really grateful. I mean, he's doing weeklies on the station. And during this time of the year, during the draft season, it's awesome to get some insight every single week.
Right.
And, I mean, we got a ton of run out of the stuff that he said with Ben, I guess, the week prior, right? But yesterday with Scotty G and the coach, he had a couple more interesting quotes. Scotty asked him about, how popular he is as far as, like,
yeah,
people always bugging him, like, hey, Austin, who are you going to
pick?
And he gave a great answer. So this is what he had to say about that.
Oh, everywhere I walk, people ask, but we don't tell anybody. I don't tell my wife. I don't tell I don't tell some of the people on my staff that I work with every day where I'm leaning. Like, on top of the competitive advantages and the trades that could kill and some of the other things that would harm, there's huge betting markets now. And
that's true.
Some guy I play golf with makes $500,000 on who the draft is, and then the FBI's knocking on my door. We can't be having that.
Not even telling his wife.
I mean, he's absolutely right, though, about as far as the competitive advantage goes, as far as killing the trades. Because, I mean, just completely hypothetical, right? Throwing this out there. Completely hypothetical. What if they believe Caleb Wilson is the best player in this draft?
Yeah.
Right? And you possibly don't want to take that gamble at him at 2. So you potentially get some feelers out to see what Memphis would be interested to move up, or I can't remember who's in 4th. But if they would
Chicago.
If Chicago would be interested in moving up, right?
Right.
And that's the competitive advantage. That's the killing the trades, stuff like that he's talking about. Those hypotheticals, right? Everything's still on the table. And keep the cards as close to the chest as you can. Not even telling your wife about what you're feeling or where you're going.
And you know what? That's what makes the Angels so good at what they do.
Yes.
Because they don't care about feelings.
No.
You remember when Danny Ainge traded Isaiah Thomas away from Boston? It was like the most cold-hearted thing ever because he broke his hip.
I do remember.
And he was mourning the loss of his sister.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to have a cold-blooded killer in your front office. And you know what? I like it. I really do. I like the ruthlessness of it because to make the hard decisions, you can't let feelings get involved. So if your wife is like, oh, Austin, you got to tell me who you're going to take, you got to have somebody that's like, honey, you don't get a no.
Yeah.
You'll find out on draft night just like everybody else. So stop asking. He also brought up that he's got I think he said an 18 and a 20-year-old.
Yes.
I'm sure those kids are getting pestered. Like, hey, who's your dad going to draft?
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, oh, dude, I don't know.
He
won't tell me.
He doesn't tell me.
He's locked himself in his room and he hasn't talked to anybody in 3 weeks.
I haven't seen him in a month.
Yeah, literally. And I like it because that's how you're a smart front office. You can't let anybody know what you're going to do. Last year, nobody thought the Jazz were in on Ace Bailey, and guess who they drafted?
They took Ace Bailey.
Ace Bailey.
What's the saying? Loose lips sink ships, man.
Sure.
And again, if that information were to get out, it puts you at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
It truly does.
Of course.
Yeah, it truly does.
Because last year, again, everybody was I think it was Trey Johnson was like the favorite for the Jazz, or Con Knipple if he was still there. Obviously, Charlotte takes Knipple at 4, and it's like, okay, get ready for Trey Johnson. That pick comes in, and it's Ace Bailey. Nobody thought that the Jazz would have the gut to take Ace Bailey after he refused to work out for them or whatever. They just don't care. They didn't care about Ace Bailey's feelings about Utah beforehand. And, of course, look at what happened. He came in. He liked it. He's on a great trajectory.
Fired his agent.
Fired his manager.
Yeah,
that was giving him some bad information, allegedly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can't let anybody into this decision. And you got to do what you feel is best for the team. So whether you think that's Darren or you think that's Cam or you think that's AJ, and that's another scenario. Maybe they truly think that AJ is head and shoulders above everybody in this draft. Then they'll trade up to 1. And it might take a lot to get there. Or maybe not. Maybe they think that AJ is going to be a bust. So they're fine sitting at 2 and taking Darren or Cam.
And it does feel like, to your point earlier, whichever one of these 3 land with the Utah Jazz, it does feel like you are getting a franchise changing player.
Right. And that's what matters.
And that's that's ultimately the goal. That's ultimately the investment you want to make. You want to have somebody who can be here for again 7 years plus, to be one of the faces of the franchise, who can get you to the ultimate goal, which is to win an NBA championship.
Lifting that LOB.
And I do feel confident that any of the 3 at the top, whether it's AJ, whether it's Darren, whether it's Cam, they have the ceiling to be on a team that is competitive enough to make it to an NBA Finals.
Yes, I agree. Speaking of a point that we were kind of hitting on earlier, Austin was asked yesterday about if they care about the rookies' fit on next year's team at all. And I'm glad that he was asked about that, because that's something a lot of people have been running with online is, if you take Darren, is Ace going to start, or is Ace going to be on the bench, or is Keontae going to be on the bench, or is your number 2 overall pick going to be on the bench? This is what Austin Ainge had to say about it.
I mean, it's a consideration how they fit in because it affects their development. But I would say it's not the number one. I would say the number one priority is how they're going to be in a few years.
I mean, obviously, next year's team is not the championship team. Everybody knows that. Next year's team is the get your feet wet in the playoffs team, get that experience, and then start building from there.
Establish yourself.
It's the Utah Mammoth of this year, right?
Establish yourself in the Western Conference, because you know how good this Western Conference is. You know how deep it is. We've talked about it before. There are a lot of good teams in this West. And if you're going to make any noise, and if you want to be, it kind of feels like you're at the point where if you want to be taken seriously, you got to establish yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what next year's about. Because for some reason, the NBA has painted the Jazz as the face of tanking.
Right.
And now everybody talks about or thinks about the Jazz. They're like, oh, yeah, perennial tankers.
But the point is, you're not worried about how the rookie fits on next year's team. Like we were saying earlier, if you take Cam, you're not going to trade Lowry right away.
Yeah.
If you take Darren, you're not going to send somebody to the bench right away. I don't know why you'd start a rookie day one. I mean, unless he comes in and he truly is the next Kobe Bryant, then sure. But again, and even Kobe Bryant didn't start his rookie year. So
if it is Cam Boozer, he turns 19 in July. He turns 19 next month. So you're bringing in a young 19-year-old who still needs to be molded to the NBA.
Yeah, all of these guys were one and done.
Right.
All these guys are
let's not forget that
kids.
Exactly. And comparing it to just the one we saw last year in Ace Bailey, you saw his development. You saw him being molded throughout the course of the first season, and I think you can expect the same thing with whoever they take it to.
Yes, the Jazz can have their cake and eat it too.
Right, using the first year to mold whoever they decide to pick into what is going to potentially be the guy to get you over the hump in the next couple years.
This rookie's development is not going to determine whether or not the Jazz make the playoffs.
Right,
they're likely a playoff team anyways, so they have the benefit of pushing for the playoffs and bringing along this rookie slowly and the right way, and however Coach Hardy wants to do it.
Right.
So, again, it's a tough call. And I'd imagine over the next week especially, we're going to get a lot of smoke. And remember, it's lying season. Nothing you hear is true, especially with the Angels at the front office. And of course, Zanuck is there as well.
Right.
Nothing you hear is true because they're not telling anybody anything. So if you hear a quote-unquote rumor that supposedly leaked out of the Jazz front office, it's not true. They're throwing you off the trail.
Yes.
On purpose.
And, the awesome thing about that, too, is that if anything does come out that is true, you'll never know it.
You'll never know.
You'll never know it.
Because you assume that they're just trying to throw you off the trail.
Exactly.
It's the boy who cried wolf.
Exactly. And
You sit on a throne of lies.
It's one of my favorite times of the years because people will, again, going back to what we, referencing the mock trade that came out from Yahoo Sports, people will see something and they'll absolutely run with it.
Yeah.
Everybody, all the reaction that I saw online this week on Twitter was, oh, the Jazz are going for Cam Boozer.
Meltdown.
But are they? Are they really?
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. So we'll see.
It's a fun week, man.
Again, a week and a half, essentially.
Yeah.
It's on not this Tuesday, the next Tuesday, right? So going to be a fun day and have the best coverage here on the station all week. We got to take a break. Coming up next, we got to talk about this Brendan Sorsby stuff. Brendan Sorsby, of course, ruled eligible because of the injunction. And then Texas Tech just decided to go scorched earth and really become the villains of college football. So we will talk about that next and how ridiculous it is. Stick with us. It's the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Welcome back to the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza, Alex Napoles, thank you for making us a part of your Saturday morning. Alex, every once in a while, you'll see things on social media, on Twitter especially, it'll happen. There's a crazy event that just unites everybody on Twitter, and people just take off, right? Well, we had one of those this week, except it transcended even that. It has left, Twitter and social media. I kid you not, the entire sports world is against Texas Tech right now. It's Texas Tech versus
the world.
Everybody. Because of this stupid Brendan Sorsby situation where some small town judge in Texas basically ruled that the NCAA can't suspend Sorsby for gambling on his own team because it would, what was the word? Cause him harm?
Yes.
Ridiculous.
I don't know how I know how we got here. I just don't know.
I don't know how we got here.
We sat in these chairs last week. And we talked about how incredibly dumb it would be if the courts, if his lawsuit came back and he was granted an injunction and he was allowed to be played, because it is going to harm and it's going to question the integrity of this of college football as a whole. And now here we are with Brendan Sorsby winning his injunction. He'll get his 2-game suspension, and then theoretically he should be available to play week 3 when they take on Houston to start off conference play.
What's funny is, so you say theoretically be available to play week 3, and that leads me to my next point, and it's this stupid PR run that Texas Tech has decided to run with. And I can't believe that this is the direction they're going, right? But Joey McGuire said that Sorsby was... He can't even promise that Sorsby's going to start week 3 because he's recovering from an addiction. He's dealing with some serious issues. So, he's got a health problem. I don't know if he'll be able to play right away. And it's like, why go through all the fuss then? I don't know.
The PR mess that Texas Tech is creating for itself is insane.
It would have been so easy to just say, you know what, Brendan? We can't let you do this. We don't want to become the biggest villain in all of sports right now.
This all could have been avoided if Texas Tech would have said, hey, look, we'll support you while you go through your gambling rehab. We'll support you while you do this, this, and this to get over your addiction. But you cannot play.
But they're not doing that.
But they're not doing it.
Because they want to be the bad guys. They want to turn heel. They want to ruffle feathers and get under everybody's skins. And I don't know why you would want to do that, but you've got Cody Campbell going on radio shows saying that everybody is scared of Texas Tech, and that's why they want Brendan Sorsby suspended, because they're scared of Texas Tech. Nobody nationally is scared of any Big 12 team, whether it's Texas Tech or BYU or Arizona State or Utah. The SEC and the Big Ten, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care about Big 12 schools. Texas Tech got blanked last year. They don't care. And Brendan Sorsby is not that much better of a quarterback than Baron Morton. He's not. He's a fine quarterback. It's not like he's Caleb Williams. So, anyways, they're okay with being the villain. Not only are they okay with being the villains, they are choosing to be the villains, and that's the route they are deliberately taking.
I also think it's hilarious that the AD releases this big statement and says, "Look, we're not suing. We're not a part of this. It's Brendan Sorsby's lawsuit. You know, and it's his lawyers, it's his team. He's doing all that. We're not suing,
right?
But we're gonna support.
We're gonna support him through these tough times.
It's insane, man. Again, this all could be avoided if they would just put their foot down and say, "Look, man, you can't play."
But why would they do that when it's so much more fun to be hated by everybody? And I think Joey Maguire took it. There have been a couple crazy turns.
Yes.
And one of them was this statement from Joey Maguire. He was talking to, I think it was a panel at like a season ticket holder meeting or some boosters or something. He was talking to a crowd of people in a room at like a dinner or something. And this is what Joey Maguire had to say.
Brendan Sorsby is recovering from an addiction. He's recovering. Like, I've sat down with this young man multiple times, and the things that he is going through and what he's been through is serious. As a society, we've been okay with other things that happens and allowing players to play, and this has been the one thing that has united people that we're against, you know, and it's crazy because it's not murder, it's not beating somebody, or there's a lot of things that we're working through.
Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
He's right in the sense that Brendan Sorsby didn't kill anybody. He didn't beat somebody. But let's not act like this is the one rule that all of sports has held up and stood by since the beginning of time.
You don't cross that line.
The NCAA straight up said, we are not going to be the first league in American sports history to allow this. And now it's out of their hands, so they have no choice but to allow it. But that is fact.
Yes.
Nobody has ever allowed this before.
I also think it's incredibly convenient that the appeal process and the date scheduled for the appeal was 2 weeks after the national championship.
Not 2026 national championship. 2027 national.
Right.
When the season's over.
Yes, exactly.
They're going to say, oh, yeah, you know what? You're not eligible to play.
So you know, they're going to try to appeal. They're going to try to obviously get this overturned, but by the season's over.
That's
How
why,
convenient.
theoretically, in Texas Tech's minds, they think they can take a run at the Natty. And if they win the national championship, first off, that can't even be vacated, actually, because the national championship, the college football playoff, is not sanctioned by the NCAA. So that's a whole different matter. So I guess as far as the Big 12 championship, that can be vacated. But Texas Tech's okay with that.
Yeah.
Which is, I can't believe this is the direction that Texas Tech is going. And then, so that's a whole other thing, right? The Joey Maguire thing, the Cody Campbell thing. To follow all of that up, they released a 22-minute yap session. That's the only way to put it. With 5 people. It was their AD, associate AD, Cody Campbell, Joey Maguire, and the school president.
Yeah. If anybody sat through and watched the entire 21-minute video, I salute you.
Nobody did. I guarantee you nobody watched the whole thing.
PK did.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, PK. That's crazy.
I watched the first maybe 3 minutes of it, and I said, yeah.
That's more than I would expect anybody to watch. Why waste your time watching 5 people reiterate all the crap that they've just been posting online?
Exactly.
I mean, the AD statement would take you 22 minutes to read because it was so long, the one that he posted on Twitter. So it's ridiculous that they just keep standing by it, and they keep wanting to defend this when this has been the cardinal rule of all sports. I mean, it goes back to Pete Rose and the White Sox, and, you know, boxing had its deal with gambling. And somebody was making the point. That's why boxing is not popular anymore. People stopped watching boxing because of the gambling.
Right.
Because of, boxers throwing fights.
Right.
And you never knew it was real. And that's why the WWE, I mean, it has its fans, right? But it's never going to be the NFL or the NBA because to a certain extent, it's rigged.
The NCAA put out something last year, it was about a year ago, to potentially allow athletes to gamble, to place bets.
Right.
And it was going to become a legal thing. Texas Tech was one of the schools that struck it down.
Were they really?
They were.
That's funny.
They were. So this all.
So they're hypocrites.
Again, this all could have been avoided.
Yeah.
One of the quotes to go along with what you just heard from Coach McGuire. He essentially doubled down on it during the 21-minute video, and he said he can play, is what the judge said. What we're trying to do is get him into a healthy space where he can feel great about what he's doing and he can deal with his addiction. And that's day by day.
I couldn't give less of a crap. Look, if you've got a problem, if you got an addiction, go take care of it. Fine, I don't care.
Right.
Why is Texas Tech wasting their time with all of this? I mean, I can't believe that they think this is the best route to take.
Yeah.
And you see it online with Cody Campbell is very obnoxious, very loud, very chronically online, which I don't know how he has the time to do.
Talk about hypocritical.
Yes. Imagine, a couple weeks ago when he's feuding with Texas about not playing them.
Right.
Imagine if this was Arch Manning instead of Brendan Sorsby. Imagine the crap that Cody Campbell would be saying on Twitter.
Well, and then Cody Campbell had that tweet when the ruling came down, when the injunction was granted. He had the tweet in his statement where essentially he was like, "Look, I'm still working on fixing college sports.
Yes,
but we're gonna let Brendan Sorsby play." And it's like this is
fixing college sports.
You are part of the problem, sir.
My behind. He's such a hypocrite. Again, to use the word hypocrite, like it goes back to his whole when he was on DJ and PK last year, and they asked him about why are you spending so much money on the Texas Tech program, and essentially he said, "Oh, I want to make a point, that if you spend enough money, you can win, and I want to do that so people will realize how corrupt college football is." You don't care. You just want to spend and then look good doing it. Right?
Did you notice who wasn't in that 21-minute video?
Who?
Cody Campbell.
Oh, he wasn't in it.
He was not
oh, I thought he was.
He was
See,
not
I
in
didn't even watch it.
Nope, he wasn't in it. Rules for thee, not me.
Right.
Of
course.
That's kind of what it feels like right now at Texas Tech. I do like the stances that the athletic directors in the Big 12 have taken. Pete Thamel went on ESPN the other day and said that there was a lot of curse words in those meetings.
Good.
People going at each other, right?
Not from Brian Santiago.
Not from Santiago. And
maybe, I don't know. Probably not, though.
Essentially, right, Yormark is still working with this executive board that has a couple of presidents, including the BYU president, on how to handle this situation because we are in uncharted waters, uncharted territory. No one has ever been here. No one has ever been here. So Yormark and them are trying to figure out how, what to do moving forward, right? If there's going to be any punishments from the conference regarding Texas Tech and Brendan Sorsby. We'll see what happens with that. But you have the Texas Attorney General Office who now came out and said, look, if you guys take any actions against us, we're coming after you.
Right. That is where we are as of today. The Texas Attorney General is saying basically, we're going to sue you if you choose not to play us. And then the Oklahoma Attorney General is saying, do it. Let's go to court.
I dare you.
So we'll see, man. It's going to become... That's what makes me the most angry about all of this is such a microcosm of what college sports has become.
Yeah.
The product on the field doesn't matter anymore. It matters how good your lawyers are.
Yeah.
How good your money is, right?
That's kind of where, that's where we're at
That's
right
all college sports is now, and it's so frustrating. Just let the kids play, follow the rules. If they break it, see you later. Enter the supplemental NFL draft. We'll never see you again. But no, you don't like something, you can take it to court.
I've heard plenty of our hosts joke about it on air, right? If you want something done, just sue the NCAA.
Well, of course, it works.
And it works. The NCAA has no teeth.
You know what? I wonder if It's so ridiculous. Like a year ago, if you would say that this would happen, you'd say no way, right? I wonder if we're ever going to get to a point where somebody sues for a loss.
I mean, that's where we're at this point in college football.
Nothing
right?
surprises you anymore.
A year ago, if you would have told me this was going to happen, I'd be like, oh, come on, no way.
Right.
But it just keeps happening, right? You go back to the Pavia injunction and the eligibility injunction of these guys getting all these extra years because they're suing the NCAA. And I'm like, back in the day, I'm like, nah, there's no way.
That's where we're at. Somebody's going to lose a game and then sue because they didn't like the outcome.
Would not surprise me.
Maybe it's a Big 12 team sues Texas Tech.
Would not surprise me. You know what? It very possibly could be.
That's what should happen.
It very possibly could be.
Get
right?
the Utah Law School together.
Say Brendan Sorsby plays that first game against Houston week 3, whatever it is, right, to open conference play.
Houston
loses.
Lawyer up.
Why not?
Let's place bets on it.
Why not?
Let's place bets that that's going to happen.
Horrible.
We got to take a break. We got some breaking news as a technical foul that we're going to hit next. And I love it. That's the beauty about the technical foul segment. You never know if they're going to come in on Monday or Saturday at 10:30. So we've got some breaking news, a technical foul that we will get to on the other side of this break. Stick with us. It's the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The grill is shot. The chairs are held together by optimism. And what happened to the rug? Sounds like your outdoor setup is not ready for patio season. Fix it all with Wayfair. Shop Wayfair for grills, rugs, furniture, and more. With 20 million 5-star reviews, room of choice delivery, and expert setup on qualifying orders, it's never been easier to do more for less. Get 10% off your first eligible purchase. Hurry to wayfair.com or download the app now.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Your vehicle doesn't just get you from here to there. It's a bridge to the people and places that matter most. It's how you show up for your family, your community, and everyone else that depends on you. That's why for 125 years, Firestone has been building tires with one thing in mind: to deliver products that are as reliable as you are. Firestone, always dependable since 1900.
Finding ways to be financially savvy is a smart move, and knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want, like that dream home or new ride, is a great feeling. That's why the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you save when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
This Father's Day at Lowe's, we have extra big deals for a very limited time, so you can get Dad the gift he's been wishing for. Get a free Select Craftsman, DeWalt, or Cobalt battery when you buy a Select Combo Kit. Plus, save $90 on a Cobalt 24-volt battery string trimmer and leaf blower combo kit. Now $129. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 6/15 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Welcome back to the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza, Alex Napoles, thank you for tuning in on a Saturday morning. Before the break, I mentioned that we have some breaking news, and it was very conveniently timed because it's a perfect technical foul for the show. Alex, tell us what's up.
Cleveland Cavaliers guard James Harden was arrested in Houston, Texas on Saturday for carrying an unlawful weapon per the Harris County District Clerk's office. The Cleveland guard was held on a $100 bond, which was posted on Saturday, and he's no longer in police custody. The charge itself is a misdemeanor, and based on the summary of the case, it relates to the handgun not being properly holstered.
$100 bond, huh?
$100 bond.
Bet he had it in all ones, if you know what I'm saying. He had it in his pocket.
He was arrested.
He said, I've got ones.
He was arrested at 3:41 a.m. local time on Saturday morning. I
wonder where he was on his way home from.
Wouldn't put it past it that the $100 bond was all
Yes, sir, I can pay that right away.
in $1 bills.
Mr. Harden, do you have to pay it in all ones? Yeah, that's all I've got at the moment. That's all I've got. Mr. Harden, why are these ones covered in glitter?
For for a Cleveland Cavaliers team, stop. For a Cleveland Cavaliers team who shouldn't be taking this type of heat right now. This is horrible. This is horrible for Harden. This is horrible for the Cavs.
It's fine. Nothing's gonna happen.
Nothing's gonna happen to it. But it's a terrible look when James Harden was the butt of all jokes when his defending was horrible, and then it comes out in the offseason right as soon as they're eliminated that they're gonna give Harden an extension because they made a commitment to Harden after he was traded to Cleveland, and now you come up with this.
Yeah, I think James Harden clearly doesn't care about his reputation.
No,
and how he is
absolutely
perceived.
not.
And yeah, $100 bond tells you how serious this charge is, right? Like, it's funny to bring it up as a technical foul and be like, oh, James Harden was arrested. And then, he had a gun sitting on the seat and it wasn't properly holstered, and that's all it is. I mean, yeah, thank goodness nobody was hurt. I don't know why he would have a gun. I don't know what. Maybe he was doing something very nefarious at 3:41 a.m. I don't know. Kind of weird now that I think about it more. But yeah, no, this is not going to turn into anything. The Cleveland Cavaliers they're probably wanting something to happen. They're probably wanting Harden to serve some jail time so they could get out of his stupid contract.
Right.
What a disaster, I think, is what we can bring this to, right? What a disaster of a trade that it was. And you bring up it showed its ugly teeth in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And he is not the reason, but he is the biggest reason that Cleveland got eliminated because he simply could not play a lick of defense at all, no matter what Kenny Atkinson would tell you.
He's their best defender, man.
What a terrible trade. I said it when it went down. I said it during the playoffs. Everybody knows. I mean, I don't want to sit here and act like I'm all-knowing for calling that a bad trade. Everybody called it a bad trade. It didn't make sense. And now it still doesn't make sense, I guess. No. I'm saying.
The next hearing will be held on June 22nd to find out the next further steps on how this case will be considered.
Let's see. He is going on as per terms of his bond, bans him from possessing any firearms, any ammunition, or other weapons, and from using, possessing, or consuming any alcohol, controlled substance, dangerous drug, or marijuana unless prescribed by a doctor, and he must submit to random urinalysis. So maybe if he breaks that, then he...
Then
he'll actually get in trouble.
The trouble will be worse.
I doubt it.
The trouble will be worse. We'll see. We'll see though.
You know who I am?
June 22nd.
I'm the Beard. Everybody in Houston knows him.
Yes. From his times at with the Rockets,
Yeah. And the surrounding
areas,
gentlemen's clubs.
Oh man, it's a bad look for James Harden. It's a bad look for the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is not the news. If you're a Cleveland Cavalier, for the Cleveland Cavaliers front office, this is not the news you want to wake up to on a Saturday morning.
I just can't understand when you make it into the NBA and you're that rich and famous and you have such a terrible public perception, not just based off of, your reputation with the strip clubs and making your team late and holding them up, literally making the Rockets wait until the next day to fly out. Because of he wanted to go to the strip club so bad. Yeah. But also his on-court play has been so terrible, and he is the butt of all of these jokes, and he just doesn't care about any of it.
No, he doesn't.
That doesn't make sense to me. I don't get
he
how...
doesn't, and I mean, if you're... I don't know the exact terms of his contract. I can't remember how much his guaranteed is, but if you're making that much money, I'm sure he doesn't care.
He's got like a $40 million player option this summer, but
right.
Of course there are extension talks, so we'll see what that turns into. And yeah, if he gets extended, that number is going to be at or more than $40 million, right? So he's still getting paid a ton of money to go and act like an idiot. So to your point, that's why he doesn't care. Maybe I'm different. I mean, I care what people think about me to a certain extent, right? Like, I don't want to be seen as this joke of a human, like this disaster, irresponsible person. But that's what James Harden is, and he doesn't care.
Yeah. Real quick, the World Cup is in full swing.
Okay.
The England national team has set up their base camp in Kansas City.
Awesome.
They had their equipment stolen out of a team vehicle in Kansas City, according to multiple reports. The theft occurred when the England's training equipment was being transported.
Jeez, like a heist?
I guess so.
Like Fast and Furious?
Well, because they were moving it from Florida, because they had a game in Florida, to the soccer village that they're staying in Kansas City. And it was stolen on the way to Kansas.
Wow.
Most of the items have reportedly since been recovered. So whoever took them didn't get rid of them fast enough.
Yeah, because what are you going to do with it?
Sell it. Put it up
right, but that's how you get caught.
Put it up on eBay. Yeah, I guess.
You just show up to your indoor league with some really nice cleats and shin guards.
Look what I got.
Yeah.
Glad it was recovered. Glad most of it has been recovered. But I thought it was funny that while it was being transported to their base camp in Kansas City, they got hijacked.
You know what the punishment should be?
What's that?
Force them to go spend a week in London.
Try our food.
Yeah. Put them on the all London diet for a week.
Yeah, there you go.
Please, I'll never steal again. No.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, we got to take a break. Coming up next, we'll talk NBA Finals. It might get wrapped up tonight. Game 5, Spurs lead Knicks lead 3-1. Spurs are looking like a disaster in the making. So we got to talk about this next. It's the Saturday show. Talk about it on the other side. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the finals on a sportsbook.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sports book. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sports books.
Even during the finals?
Especially during the finals. You can even trade on whether Trump or Chalamet will attend the games.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch, and it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code BUZZ for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code BUZZ for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code BUZZ.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Jalen Brunson, allow him to operate at the top, 101. Brunson gets it, fires up a three. Shot no good, the tip, it's gone! It's gone! It's gone! With 1.2 remaining, Knicks take the lead. OG Anunoby, and it's 107-106. The one that inbounded, nobody guarded him, and he went right to the rim. Perfect timing. But now the Spurs have a chance with San Antonio. Well, listen, with Victor Wembanyama, obviously the rim roll is a problem because of his length. You've got a cleft foot. He can also just step back and shoot a clean shot at 7'5" as well. Remember, there's no goaltending on an inbounds play.
There you go. That is Mike Breen and the crew giving the call of an amazing ending to Game 4. Largest comeback ever in NBA Finals history. The Knicks erased a 29-point deficit to beat the Spurs 107-106. New York takes the 3-1 series lead. They can close it out tonight. Game 5, 6:30.
What a series it's been, man.
Amazing.
What a series it has been. From Game 1 to Game 2 to then the loss at Madison Square Garden for the Knicks, and then you have the comeback of all comebacks, the biggest comeback in NBA Finals history. It has been absolutely phenomenal basketball to watch through and throughout, but obviously we'll focus on the most recent game, which was that 29-point comeback for the New York Knicks.
I think one of the crazy things about this series is how close every game has been, or most of the games, you know, you kind of think of a signature moment in every game. Obviously, this one, the tip in by OG Anunoby to take the lead, tremendous effort. But then you think of the disastrous turnover from De'Aaron Fox when he has the breakaway. He chooses to go up for the layup. He gets blocked by OG. And that cost them the game, essentially. There's been a lot of discourse online about he should have dribbled out the clock. There was like 13 seconds left. He wasn't going to dribble out the clock. I mean, maybe he gets fouled and goes to the free throw line. Maybe. I'm not kidding. I don't have a problem with taking the shot. I'm going to be honest. I really do not have a problem with De'Aaron Fox taking the shot. There's 11.5 when I'm watching the replay. 11.5 seconds left when he goes up, so it's still a lot of time to dribble out the clock. I don't have a problem with taking the shot there. On the fast break, you're one of the fastest players in the league. You don't expect to get caught by OG. He's also trying to draw the foul. I get it. I really, really do. It's just a great hustle play.
It is a great hustle play, and I think for me the biggest thing is just how poor the Spurs were in that second half, and we had this conversation a little bit earlier last week, Christian, where the Spurs are a young team. The Spurs, a lot of them, if not most of them, are in this situation for the first time, and I think that entire second half, especially as the Knicks are starting to mount that comeback, the age continues to show on this team.
Of course,
and the lack of experience continues to show on this team. Love the ending though. The pop for Madison Square Garden. Yeah. And the fans cheering on the broadcast. It was special to watch that shot from OG Anunoby. It was special to hear the crowd, and to ultimately see the comeback. It was a very, very fun basketball game to watch. I will admit I stopped flipped the channel when it was about 25. When we were up 25,
because it's supposed to be over,
right? And so I'm like, you know what? And then I get the notification from ESPN that says that the comeback is started. And then so I think halfway through the third quarter, I went back and finished the game.
You gotta watch it, and
you never know what's gonna happen.
How many times now have the Knicks done that? I mean, there was a 22-point deficit against Cleveland,
right,
in the conference finals, and then they do this in the finals, and yeah, you can't count them out. But I like that you bring up the inexperience of San Antonio. I mean, they were red hot from the three, especially in the first half, and they just assumed that would keep going, and that's part of what buried themselves in the second half. They just kept chucking threes, assuming that eventually they're going to start dropping.
Yeah,
this is a team that, they have not been here. They have not been to the playoffs. They have not been, much less to the finals until this season. And to get to this point, they've relied on Victor Wembanyama having some of the best games that we have ever seen from an individual, at least in recent NBA playoffs history, right? He's up there with like the Cavs' LeBron James as carrying his team. But he gets to the finals and he's just not doing that. Superman has lost his cape. Right? He's just not doing what he needs to do offensively. And I don't fault him. I mean, he's 22 years old. He's a kid.
Right.
This is his first ever run. But again, we are so quick to crown the next big thing. We're so quick to fall in love with the next dynasty. Like, slow your roll, man.
I wish I would have saved this because I saw a tremendous statistic about the final second half for the San Antonio Spurs, and it was essentially when there was 8 minutes left, from the point where there was 8 minutes left in the third quarter to the end of the game, they went I think it was 17% from the floor.
Oh.
And it and a lot of them came from the 3-point line, and it seems like the Spurs were at a point where it was live by the three, die by the three, and then they kind of died. They died by the three, which point. I thought was an interesting approach to that second half. I mean, you have a pretty sizable lead, and you have Victor Wembanyama, who has been fantastic inside, and they seem to
check out the threes, Big Vic.
Completely forget that Victor Wembanyama 7'4" or however tall he is,
7'6",
right?
7'7". They're lying. He's taller
lying.
He's taller than whatever they list him as.
And so you completely forget that Victor Wembanyama's on this team, and he's fantastic inside. Take the ball inside. Don't go 17% from the floor. And again, I attribute that to this is a really young and inexperienced team.
Young and inexperienced head coach.
Exactly.
And you look at, game 2 when San Antonio lost because Victor threw it off Steph Castle's back, and there was a timeout, and nobody was on the same page. Again, these are the flaws of the Spurs that we keep pointing to. They're inexperienced all around, and it's not just the players on the court. It's the head coach. I think everybody's in over their heads here. And, great for them that they're making a finals run. But at the same time, who knows if they're ever going to be back? Like, imagine for all the hype that Victor Wembanyama has right now, imagine if he never gets back to the finals and this is his legacy right here. This is his legacy, is this series.
That'd be a tough way. That'd be a tough way to have the rest of your career pan out.
There's a very real chance that it could happen.
Right.
Because you look at all the parity that we've seen in the playoffs over the last few years, how many different teams have won the title and how many different teams have even made it to the finals, right? So you don't know if Victor Wembanyama is ever going to get back here. And to be honest with you, Alex, they've done a very poor job of capitalizing on their first finals run.
Yeah. I'm glad you bring up the comeback from the Knicks against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody remembers how hard people were going in at Cleveland about
James Harden's defense. We talked a little bit about it earlier in technical fouls, and the everybody was going in on Cleveland on social media. Yeah.
I think in this one, the discourse has been on the comeback for the Knicks and how special the Anunoby moment was and how special the tip finger from Karl Anthony Towns was on the inbound.
Yes.
But people were quick to move on from the absolute blunder of the Spurs and the absolute
blowing the lead.
Just blowing a 29-point lead. I think in the same breath, we should be having the same conversation that people were about having about Cleveland when the Cavaliers blew that massive lead against the Knicks.
I think part of the difference is that was game 1 of the series.
That's true.
That was game 4 for New York to go up 3-1.
Yes.
So it's not like, who's going to win the series? You never know. This was a team that had been clearly outplaying the Spurs, even though the games have been close. Like I said, I mean, it's clear that they have been outplaying the Spurs. So when they come back in game 4, it's like that's the nail in the coffin, and you're like, oh, yeah, of course they blew the lead. Because to your point, they're young, they're inexperienced. They don't know what they're doing out there. So I think it's going to get closed out tonight. I don't care that it's in San Antonio. I know a lot of people are picking the Spurs to win, to stay alive by one game. No, I don't think they care at this point.
Well, and that's the big question I have going into this game tonight is after blowing that type of lead and after, again, attributing it to the inexperience, how does a young head coach get his young team to quickly move on and focus up on game 5?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Victor Wembanyama responds to be honest with you, I have hated what he's done for his image around the league throughout this playoff run. He has chosen to turn heel, like we were talking about Texas Tech. I don't know why you're making this decision. I don't know who's telling you that this is the route to take. Again, part of me thinks that he's only 22 years old. He's a young, dumb kid, and he doesn't realize what he's doing. But it's like he's coming in, and he's okay with making himself the villain, with making himself, this cool, bad, tough guy. And I'm going to throw everybody around. I'm going to elbow Naz Reid in the throat because I'm tough, right? I'm the big bad. I've been told that I was the next best thing since I was 13, 14 years old. I've been told I was the next LeBron James, right? Like, I don't get that that's why he was running with it, because Victor Wembanyama did not have a single hater coming into this NBA playoff series. And now it's like, oh, is he one of the dirtiest players in the NBA? So that's what I don't like. I don't like his personality. I don't like the way that he's come across.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I saw some theory yesterday that it's because English is a second language and that's why he's so blunt and straight to the point. He speaks English fluent enough. It's not like he's barely speaking English out there. He knows what he's saying. And you don't need a second or third language to pick Jalen Brunson up and throw him across the floor.
I will say, I did like his response and his reaction to being pelted with eggs heading back to the team hotel after Game 4. Unfazed, unbothered.
Yeah.
Just let all that egg juice all over you, and then just continue on about your day. And that I don't want to mess with the man who's unfazed by eggs being thrown at him.
Again, that proves though that like all of this crap on the court, it's just fake tough guy stuff. It's literally like there's this kid that I was on he was on the wrestling team in high school. He was our heavyweight, right? And I was a sophomore and he was a freshman. But he was a heavyweight. He was like 6'5", probably 260, 275. And everybody knows this type of person, right? He's just so big and so much bigger and stronger than everybody. He just like takes whoever and like pins them on the floor just because he can, just to like pick on people. He's a big bully. And that's exactly what Victor Wembanyama's doing. And then, yeah, you want to be this tough guy on the court. If you get eggs thrown at you on the court and then you just want to act like it's cool and it's fine, like pick a side, bro. You know, are you going to be don't mess with me guy, or are you going to be Zen master who trains with the monks in the off season?
Yeah, I get it.
That's what's frustrating to me. Like I again, you see these kids like coming out of high school all the time that like pick a personality and they make that their whole thing, and then they hit like 25 or 26 and they're like, that was a stupid phase. Right? And I think that's where Victor Wembanyama is right now. I think when he's going to age a couple more years and be like, yeah, that was a stupid phase during my early years. That was a really stupid phase to turn heel.
Oh, man.
And I hope that he's not done too much damage already to his reputation, because nobody hated on Tim Duncan. Everybody liked him. Nobody wanted to hate Victor Wembanyama. People would hate the Spurs, and I get that. He did not have any haters coming into this playoff run, but down 3-1 after all this stuff that he's pulled in this playoffs, I can tell you he's made a lot of enemies, including me.
There was one thing that I saw an article earlier this week where it was talking about how Victor Wembanyama is ahead in his GOAT trajectory because he's in an NBA Finals already at 2022. Already at 22 years of age. And
ahead of who?
Right. And it's like he still hasn't won anything.
No.
He still hasn't won anything. And in the biggest moments, in the biggest stage, under the biggest lights,
he's crumbled. He's looked terrible in some of these games.
The turnover sticks out immediately, right? You could have won that game had you not turned that over. And then, of course, now you have a blown 29-point lead, which is the biggest blown lead in the NBA Finals.
And you know what? Maybe Victor Wembanyama plays 15 more years and wins 10 championships across that span and completely erases all of this, and that's fine.
That conversation, that conversation changes.
There still is a very real chance that he wins all the rings and matches whoever and becomes the GOAT or whatever. But to sit here today and talk about it, I mean, he's been very disappointing.
Yeah. I got the script, Christian.
Okay.
The NBA emailed me the script late last night.
Which one? Your personal email or your Bonneville email?
Personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hidden one.
Can't use
that no one can find. Yeah. Got the script last night. The Spurs win tonight in Game 5 in San Antonio. They take it back to Madison Square Garden, and the Knicks win in 6. In front of their fans.
Okay.
In front of MSG.
Timothy Chalamet.
In front of Timothy Chalamet. Chalamet will
You think Chalamet's flying out to San Antonio?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I haven't seen him there.
I would be surprised if he's not there already.
I think he should.
This one's different because you have the possibility of closing it out.
Right.
And I think
I think he should.
I think there will be a lot more Knicks celebrities.
I think Kylie Jenner has a private jet.
Probably. Wouldn't put it past her.
Right.
Wouldn't put it past her, but I do think the Spurs learned a little bit of their lessons from that loss. They end up using their home crowd to their advantage. I'm looking for a Spurs win tonight. Then they take it back to MSG for Game 6, and then the Knicks pull it off in front of their fans.
I'm going opposite. I think the Knicks are going to take this one. I think they're going to raise the Larry O'Brien in front of the Spurs fans, in front of Victor Wembanyama, saying, "Look at this. Look at what you gave us." Nobody was picking the Knicks to win this series. Everybody said it's going to be the NBA champion is going to be whoever comes out of the West. Nobody gave the Knicks a chance. They're going to do it at the Spurs Stadium. I'm forgetting what it's called. In front of the nuns, in front of those models that sit behind the coach.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who's not going to be in San Antonio? Taylor Swift.
Sure.
Yeah, she won't be there.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, Knicks are winning it tonight.
We'll see, man. I am excited for tonight's game, and I'm excited to see if the Spurs can respond. That's the biggest question heading into tonight.
Here's a fun question: how are the Spurs going to lose this game? Dumb turnover at the end, blown lead, or are they just going to get their butts kicked?
No. It'll be if they lose tonight, it'll be a wild turnover.
Oh, I hope Victor Wembanyama misses another game-winning shot.
And then we'll see where he's at with the GOAT conversation and his GOAT trajectory.
At the bottom.
Yeah.
At the bottom.
Yep.
Okay, we got to take a break. Coming up next, we'll hit 5 minutes of World Cup is underway. It's been so much fun. Team USA won last night. We'll talk a little bit about that and more next. Stick with us. It's the Saturday Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Having the right people in your corner for life's biggest milestones makes all the difference. Like a friend who's there when you're house hunting or checking out a new ride, State Farm is there too, helping you choose the coverage you need. With a State Farm agent, you know someone is there to help you along the way. And with so many coverage options, it's nice knowing you have help choosing a plan that fits your needs, so you can continue celebrating all of life's milestones. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For those crazy busy, crazy hungry days when cooking family dinner is off the table, there's Applebee's All You Can Eat, a table full of unlimited favorites for just $15.99. You get all the tender signature riblets, all the crispy boneless wings, all the golden brown double crunch shrimp, and endless classic fries at a family-friendly price. Applebee's All You Can Eat for just $15.99 per person per order. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood. Limited time only, so hurry into your nearest Applebee's today.
You may think you know McDonald's drinks, but you don't know them like this. From fruity refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry-flavored Sprite topped with cold foam. Who knew ice-cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all-new drinks are here. Try them all, now at McDonald's. Refreshers contain caffeine.
Hiring isn't just filling a role. It's about finding people who can drive results. Indeed Sponsored Jobs helps you match with the right candidates faster. Target candidates by skills, certifications, or location. Join the 3.3 million employers worldwide that use Indeed to connect with quality talent that fits their needs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed.
Welcome back to the Saturday Show, 97.5. The KSL Sports Zone. Christian Esparza, Alex Napoles. Thank you for tuning in, making us a part of your Saturday morning. Although it is 11:35. Do you still call that morning?
It is morning, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's before noon.
It's pre-noon, but we got to come up with a new word for that, I think.
I don't even think I consider, afternoon. When do you consider afternoon?
12:01.
No. That's still morning.
Oh, my gosh.
12:01 is still morning.
Okay, so we need...
Afternoon doesn't start till 1 o'clock.
We need a new word for 10:30 to 1 o'clock then. A new word for that time of day, because it's not morning.
It's morning.
But it's not quite afternoon. I see what you're saying.
Okay, when does... when do you consider evening?
Ooh.
Versus night.
Oh, evening versus night?
Yeah.
Okay, so afternoon to evening is probably 5:30. Evening to night, 10? 9?
When does the sun go down?
Depends on the time of year.
Depends on the time of year. Okay.
I always just say after 9 for me is night.
That's fair.
Yeah, no matter the time of the year. Even if it is this time of the year, right, where this the longest day is coming up and the sun's still up at 9 o'clock. But anything after 9 for me is night.
Yeah, that's fair. We've got some news coming out of Utah as of yesterday, right? The University of Utah has finalized the first of its kind private equity deal for the athletics department. Great write-up from Josh Furlong at KSL.com. This is crazy, Alex. This is when we talk about the Brendan Sorsby stuff earlier, and, you know, if you would have said this would happen, nobody would believe you.
Yeah.
Imagine saying, a year ago you could believe this because that's when the talk started, right? But imagine 2 or 3 years ago saying that not only is a college team going to sell a part of itself to a private equity, but it's going to be a local team. It's going to be the University of Utah. And this is ruffling some feathers, raising a lot of red flags, mainly because we know so little about it, right? They're allegedly going to join with Otro Capital. Well, not allegedly anymore. It's finalized.
Yes.
With Otro Capital, right? That's this private equity firm. They're going to create the Crimson Brand Partners, LLC, a for-profit entity within the university structure. And they are adamant that the Crimson Brand Partners will manage events, branding, and sponsorships while the athletics oversees the coaching. So they want to make it clear that, you know, Otro Capital is not coming in and running the University of Utah athletics department. They're basically going to come in and help find out how this athletic department, LLC, can make money, because that's what they need is money. So I don't know. Do you have any key major thoughts about this? I know that a lot of people are pretty unhappy. I think a lot of people are scared of it because they don't know.
Well, and I feel like that comes with the territory of change. And that
being
comes
the
with the
first
territory
ever to do
exactly, of being the first one to have something of this nature, right? I think the best way, to kind of put it into a metaphor, they are the guinea pigs.
Yeah,
they are the guinea pigs of people trying to figure out if this is something that we'll see across the landscape of college football if it's successful with Utah. Who's next, right?
That's a good point. If this works out, how many other programs are going to be knocking deals down over the next 365 days? Maybe not that soon. I mean, I don't know how. That's the thing is, I don't know how long we're going to be like, okay, this was a good idea.
Exactly. How long is it going to be for people to say this is a good idea, or what? I guess how do you quantify the success of this actually turned out to be a really good deal?
Right, because it's not the wins and losses.
Right.
It's not going to say, "Oh man, that was a great deal because Utah football won 10 games."
Is it just the revenue? Is it if it's Utah? I mean, the report was a couple weeks ago, right? That the Utah tapped into its reserves to be able to report,
basically cover $40 million.
Right, to report
being in deficit,
that they were in the green. And if this, if coming out the next fiscal year, right, coming out for the report a year from today, you look back at the report and see if Utah is this new Crimson Brand Partners is actually making things very profitable, then maybe that's how people quantify the success.
So how long do you give it? Like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? This runs through, I believe it runs through 2030, right?
I can't remember the date exactly, but I do think that even if Utah comes in and shows a surplus this upcoming fiscal year, it wouldn't surprise me if there's another school who decides that this is probably a good idea.
There are a lot of smart people coming in and helping run this, including Alex Schult. He is in the leadership team. He had leadership roles with the Kansas City Royals, New Orleans Saints, and Pelicans. Joel Adams is coming in as the chief ticketing officer, several years of experience in professional leagues. Garrett Best, chief financial officer, over 20 years of finance. Matt Webb also had roles with the Saints and Pelicans. So these are people that have had high-up roles in professional leagues and experienced dealing with, revenue and generating a ton of money, right?
And
I don't know if I would trust somebody that has experience with the Browns, but
well, and then bringing in this many people who have experience with professional sports and running the day-to-day operations of professional sports, if this is successful for Utah, again, it's a matter of I mean, it already is functioning, and seems as though that the college football is now a professional sport. But I wonder if this is another step. Again, if it's all successful, if it's another step into the actually considering and qualifying college sports as a professional entity.
5 to 7 years. The details of the future exit were not immediately provided. So not a long-term deal, not expected to be, but who knows? If it's all sunshine and rainbows and this thing keeps working, sign them up, baby.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I guess. But all in all, I mean, I do hope it works out. I don't want the University of Utah to be a struggling program. I don't want them to be bleeding money. I don't want them to fall behind because they don't have the financial resources that BYU or Texas Tech or some of these other schools at the Big 12 level.
Yeah.
Not to mention the Big 10 level or the SEC level, what some of those schools have, right?
Yep.
Utah's ultimate goal is to get to the Big 10. Everybody knows that. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. It's not going to happen because of this. I think this is just trying to get on a level playing ground as everybody in their own current conference. But this is what they have to do just to keep up with the top of the Big 12. So if things get to the point of a Super League and some sort of SEC and Big Ten, and that's it. Right?
Utah wants a seat at that table.
Utah wants a seat at that table, and currently they don't have the finances to keep up with Kyle Whittingham and Michigan right now, right? So maybe this turns into something more. Maybe this is just enough to keep the lights on. We don't really know the specifics of that. Yeah. But again, if they keep winning football games, that's what matters, and that's an easy way to make money, right?
Exactly.
The basketball team starts winning. That's an easy way to make money. Start selling hot dogs for $15. That's an easy way to make money. $7 sodas.
Yeah.
I don't know how much sodas are currently, or how much they were last year, but I guarantee they're going to raise, right? Ticket prices going to raise.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
And you know what? You sold your soul to private equity to figure out that raising ticket prices
that's part of
makes money.
That's part of what comes with it now being a for-profit company.
Yes.
With the Crimson Brand Partners now being a for-profit, it's going to be about making the profit and making sure that you're in the green. And unfortunately, for the fan experience, ticket prices going up might be a part of that.
Probably by a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's not off any inside info. I'm just speculating off what I've seen. You know, Jersey Mike sandwiches.
Yeah.
Prices raised a lot.
Inflation, man.
Inflation and the private equity dipping their toes into the sandwich shop business. We got to take a break. Coming up next, we will hit World Cup. Team USA wins last night, their first game of the group stage. And I got a lot of takeaways about the World Cup. I've had a lot of fun so far. So we'll save that for a whole segment. Stick with us. It's the Saturday Show, 97.5 DKSL Sports Zone.
All new drinks are now at McDonald's. Like the strawberry watermelon refresher and the Sprite Berry Blast topped with cold foam. Who knew ice cold drinks could be so fire? Try them all, now at McDonald's. Refreshers contain caffeine.
Finding ways to be financially savvy is a smart move, and knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want, like that dream home or new ride, is a great feeling. That's why the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you save when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
This Father's Day at Lowe's, we have extra big deals for a very limited time, so you can get Dad the gift he's been wishing for. Get a free select Craftsman, DeWalt, or Cobalt battery when you buy a select combo kit. Plus, save $90 on a Cobalt 24-volt battery string trimmer and leaf blower combo kit. Now $129. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 6/15 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
There it is, Gio Reyna, the guy that allegedly took Diego Luna's spot on the U.S. men's national team, scoring in the World Cup as Team USA beats Paraguay 4-1 in the group stage. It's the Saturday show, by the way. Welcome back. Christian Esparza, Alex Napoles. Good game last night, man, if you're an American, right?
Absolutely. Very fun game. I had a lot of questions about the United States men's national team coming into this World Cup, but I think through the course of the couple friendlies that they played prior to the World Cup and obviously last night's game, a lot of those questions answered, and feeling a lot better about the U.S. chances in this edition of the World Cup. That's a Paraguay team who beat Brazil, who beat Argentina, who beat Uruguay all in qualifying. We're very, very good defensively heading into this World Cup.
Paraguay beat all them, or you're saying
no,
it's
Paraguay beat all them.
Okay, I thought you were saying they beat Brazil. Brazil beat so and so.
No.
So it's like the circle of.
I get.
What do they call it? Mediocrity?
I get you. No. Paraguay beat all three of them, which is the best teams down there in South America, and they had a very good defensive record coming in. The United States men's national team put 4 past Paraguay.
Not a good sign when the first goal of the game, when it comes 7 minutes in,
it
was an own goal from Paraguay.
Really bad
defending. I think that really changed the course of the game.
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's a much different game if that first goal isn't scored in that fashion.
In theory, when your best center back, when your best defender on the Paraguay team scores into his own net, it's going to hurt the confidence of the whole defensive structure, and that's, plays part into it. But I thought the U.S. looked fairly...
They looked really good.
Yeah, they looked fairly good.
At halftime, I don't remember the stat, and I don't have the final time of possession, but I remember seeing at halftime, the time of possession was, dominated by Team USA. It was, percentage-wise, 90-10.
Yeah.
And that continued in the second half, obviously. But great first game. I wanted to talk about this as far as the World Cup, though. I am loving seeing all of the foreigners come and enjoy, not just America, but everything going on in Mexico and Canada. There's this guy that's going viral right now, this German guy who's come over to the United States, and he's hitting up everything in the South, like Waffle House, Buc-ee's. He went to a Bass Pro Shops. Ella Langley, the country singer who is rising star right now, tweeted at him, going to give him tickets to a show and do a meet and greet.
Awesome.
Just because he's going viral on social media right now. I saw this tweet from a Japanese person that came to America, and he went to a Mexican restaurant, and he was blown away by the fact that you get free chips and salsa at the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
He was saying, I can't believe that they trust us with this free food. It's crazy, all these people experiencing the American culture that people say that Americans don't have, by the way.
Well, and that's the beauty of one of the beauties of this tournament, right? Not just aside from the soccer of it all, it happens every 4 years, and it's all in different places, and so you have that opportunity to go cheer on your culture, your countries, and experience other people's cultures and countries, and that's part of what makes it so fun. The videos this morning of Times Square in New York City just full of Brazilian fans. They're getting ready to kick off their first game of this tournament against Morocco up there at the New York, New Jersey Stadium, and Times Square is just full of people, of Brazilians just having a blast, man, having a party, and it's fun to watch.
There's a big parade in Brazil every year. I forget what it's called.
Oh,
Carnival. Thank you.
Thank you, Parker.
It's like Carnival in Times Square.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. That's what the videos were this morning. And, my little sister, shout out to her, she brought up a really good point. She said, imagine if the Brazilians and the Knicks
both win
tonight.
Ugh. Yeah, that Brazil game.
I don't think New York is going to survive.
No, it won't. Brazil-Morocco's at 4, so that game will probably be over by the time the Knicks game even tips off.
Yeah.
But you're right. That's a lot of chaos.
Quite a time to have that many people in New York.
I saw a video. Korea played in Mexico.
Yes.
And there was a video of Mexicans and Koreans uniting with the Gangnam Style dance.
Yes.
In a big crowd. So that's awesome. All these cultures just coming together.
Absolutely. There's a little bit of a backstory too to the South Korea ties with Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Back in the 2018 World Cup, Mexico lost 3-0 to Sweden.
Okay.
And they needed Korea to beat Germany to make it into the next round.
Uh-huh.
Heung-min Son, who now plays in LAFC, the probably their biggest star, scores against Germany late in the game and essentially lets Mexico advance into the next round.
That's so cool.
So the festivals and the parties that were happening in Russia, who was hosting at the time with the Mexicans and the Koreans, were absolutely phenomenal. So now the Koreans get to go to Mexico, and they don't forget.
They're embraced.
They don't forget. They're embraced. No, they're welcoming them with open arms for what happened in 2018. And there's so many videos of just the two cultures and the two different, the different lifestyles coming together and celebrating and enjoying that moment that still everybody holds on to from 2018. And again, that's part of the beauty of this all.
Mexico won their first game as well, 2-0. Space in who they played.
South Africa.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Real quick, we do have to mention Stanley Cup Finals. We didn't have really enough time to fit it in the show today. But it's been a great series. For as much fun as the NBA Finals have been, Stanley Cup Finals, amazing. Carolina took a 3-2 lead on Thursday night. Game 6 is tomorrow. I think Carolina's going to close it out. But the big storyline in this is Carter Hart and Las Vegas's goaltending, especially after how big of a brick wall he was against the Utah Mammoth and throughout the rest of the playoffs. Yeah. He's been allowing a ton of goals for Carolina throughout these playoffs. Coach John Tortorella was asked about why he hasn't thought of a goalie change, and he gave an all-timer here.
John, did you consider at all going to Aiden Hill in the third period, or was there any conversation you thought about it?
Christ, that could be the stupidest question I've heard.
You love it.
Fantastic. Goaltending has been the forefront for both of these teams because you have the Anderson and the Boosie situation happening with Carolina. Was it game 2 or game 3, Christian? Where Anderson gets pulled and then Boosie comes in.
I want to say 2.
They stick with Boosie, and then this last one, he made some fantastic saves.
Yes.
There was one late that probably should have gone in that would have given Vegas a little bit of momentum. Comes up with a fantastic save. And then Carolina pull it off.
But Carter Hart, he's allowed 4 or more goals in every single game by the Canes, even in the games that they've lost.
Yeah.
They've scored 4 goals, 5 goals, 4 goals, 4 goals, and then 4 goals. I just read those all backwards.
Well, and then coming into even going back to the Mammoth series and going into that one, I remember that one of the big questions was Vegas goaltending, and how they were going to hold up as they headed into the playoffs. And then Hart has a really good series against the Mammoth and has had a good playoffs overall, but now seems to be rearing its head here in probably the worst possible stage because it is a Stanley Cup final.
No kidding,
right?
So we will see. And Carter Hart doesn't have a lot of fans around the league. So I think a lot of hockey fans are enjoying this. Tortorella's not, obviously, because that's his guy. But fun playoff series, especially juxtaposing it with the NBA Finals as well. Like 2 great series for their own reasons, right? And we'll see if come Monday, both of these things are wrapped up by Monday morning.
I do enjoy, I have enjoyed the Stanley Cup Finals inability to kind of tell what's going to happen because no lead is safe with either of these teams.
Right.
And so, you have a big lead from Vegas that gets spoiled and Carolina ends up coming back. You've seen it flip the other way where Carolina has a big lead and Vegas comes back, right? And it's been fun to watch a guy like Mitch Marner, man. He's had a really fun series, and I'm excited to see how this one plays out. I'm excited.
My gut feeling is that both finals are wrapped up by Monday. I think Carolina wins it tomorrow. New York wins it tonight.
I'll agree with you on Carolina. I'm still sticking with the
with your Spurs.
The Knicks, my Spurs.
You're a big Victor Wembanyama fan.
Whoa! I'm just saying the Knicks are going to take it back to MSG.
It's a dangerous game to play.
It'll be fun.
It would be fun.
Crazy environment, and that's what I'm about. About the crazy fans. Although, however, be smart.
About that action.
Be smart. Don't throw eggs at Victor Wembanyama. Come on, guys.
Big target.
He is a big target, but
hard to miss.
Let's not get I don't want to wake up and see, another report about 18 people getting arrested for being not smart.
Reckless?
Yeah, for being a little reckless in New York. Be smart about it. Like, have fun with it, absolutely. But be smart.
All right, that wraps it up for us. It's been the Saturday show. Thanks to Parker, who's been producing today. Great stuff as always. Christian Esparza, Alex Napoles. We will catch you next week, 10 a.m. sharp. And that'll be like our pre-draft show. That's going to be a fun one. Can't wait for next week. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Summer is all about freedom, fun, and growing up. And between the ages of 9 and 13, kids are starting to form their views about alcohol. With more independence, their still developing brains need more guidance and support than ever. That's why summer is the perfect time to stay connected and plan fun, safe family activities together. Research shows kids who spend quality time with their parents doing what they enjoy are less likely to drink underage. And when kids feel close to you, they're more likely to listen, especially when you set clear expectations. In fact, kids who drink before 15 are far more likely to struggle with alcohol later. This summer, create a no-bummer summer with fun, alcohol-free activities for your kids. Go to summer.parentsempowered.org to take a quick quiz and discover ideas tailored to your family. A little time together can make a big difference. For more information and to learn more about how to prevent underage drinking, visit parentsempowered.org.